Hello, welcome to Grimdark and Dicey, and welcome back to A Ballad of Ash and Blood, a series on the channel where a group of lifelong friends get together and play Dungeons and Dragons.
Woo!
That's us. Yes, sir. I don't think we have anything in the way of announcements today, so I think we're ready to just jump right in.
Let's get it.
To today's episode of A Ballad of Ash and Blood.
Yeah.
And welcome back. When last we left off, our party had just finished fighting through the hordes of the invading tribes of barbarians, the Sapphire Eagles, ending with the group encountering a monster of a man who was seemingly leading the siege on the city, as he swooped in from the sky and effortlessly killed Cadassius, the self-proclaimed protector of the city of Mendontos. As he died, the attacker from the skies claimed a small key from within the amulet that Cadassius wore, before taking back to the skies. As the city lay ablaze, the party made their way to the harbor and sought refuge amongst the galleon ship bearing sails of the Crimson Squid of Akaros. This is where our story continues, as the lot of you find yourselves on board the ship. The kind of rest of the city as well, equally as distraught and kind of lost, having just had their homes and livelihood and probably some family members destroyed in the invasion of the city. The large man, or sorry, the older man who kind of hailed you guys onto the ship, this older gentleman, human male, of about probably late 60s, early 70s, but extremely fit for a man of that age. He's got this thin silver beard, trimmed nice and neat, and this crop-style hair as he kind of looks to most of you. Welcome aboard. I'm glad we made it out of here. We're going to set sail any second.
I'm going to kind of just walk by and kind of like head down and find a little corner to sit in.
Cool. What are the lot of you doing? The city is still kind of, it's still moving with the weight of the invasion. But for the most part, you're out of imminent danger as you begin to, the crew of the ship anyways, begins to kind of set sail towards the edge of the Sarais Harbor.
From my roll last week, I would have slumped against the nearest solid wall and just passed out.
Yeah, you're unconscious.
I'm going to be casting Tensor's floating desk next to him.
Nice. Just underneath him.
Yeah.
Little bed.
I can ritual cast it.
Nice.
I'm going to cast it underneath him so I can carry him around.
We're gonna be like the pit bull and Tom.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, the world is yours at this point. What would you guys like to do?
I'm going to scan the ship and see if I see Sondrian. Although I may not know his name.
Sure.
Do I see the little guy?
Yeah, I'd imagine you can make a perception or investigation check, your choice, as you kind of scan through the crowd. But
Which one's better?
are you on the same deck? You haven't gone anywhere.
Yeah, I'm right next to where he is. So
okay.
I assume he's slumped
I've-
up.
I mean, it takes a second
found
probably
it.
to ritual cast that, so.
Yeah, it takes 10 minutes. Sorry, 11, because it's 1 plus 10.
Okay, so you're working on that then.
Yeah.
Having
So
fun.
he's right there.
I rolled a 1.
Oh, one.
His eyes are closed.
I would imagine he's right next to me.
You
I
somehow
mean,
miss.
You guys
the
came aboard the
small-
vessel together, so I mean, it takes you quite a while. Like you're looking around, and there's lots of people who are kind of very distraughtly making their way to the other end of the ship. Or
You went up one ramp, he went up a different ramp.
well, there's just one.
He's small and on the floor and waving his hands around.
But after about 5 minutes or so of kind of searching and pushing through the people, you do manage to find him kind of doing this strange incantation over Maltiak's currently unconscious body.
Okay, I'm gonna make a mental note on his last known location, and I'm gonna find a quiet corner and put the cloak over me and read my secrets.
Okay, so yeah, you kind of look over to the starboard side of the ship and see Maltiak, this, again, just large Goliath from moments ago, who was helping you in the battle against the barbarians. slumped, just completely lifeless.
Lifeless.
You're dead.
Hold on.
Just hand me your character sheet, please.
Ah, son of a.
No, but definitely worse for wear. He's out of it. And this small elven man kind of crouched next to him, again muttering something or other as you continue your way across the ship, finding a dark corner and making yourself scarce. What are the rest of you guys doing?
Well, I'm gonna go over to where they are. 'Cause that's probably concerning. He was just up and about, and now it's not.
Yeah, he's pretty tired.
Pop too much.
I'm almost gonna walk into Sondrion because I'm not looking for him, and he is on the ground.
Sure.
Oh, smaller.
Just steps on the squishes.
hi, hello.
Oh, hi!
What you doing there?
The Macarena.
S tier dance.
Yeah.
Esther Dance, B-tier song.
Is he gonna be all right?
Oh, he'll be fine. Just real tired. I imagine getting really big like that would take something out of you. So
Yes, that is an interesting power. I have not seen him on my kind.
I'm just trying to make sure that he doesn't have anything stolen from him. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to keep an eye on it, which should help him with that.
What are you casting?
Little spell I picked up for moving stuff I didn't feel like moving with my own two hands.
You only wish to move him?
Yeah, it's gonna create a little essentially a 20-foot platform for me. Just
Wow.
It's taking up a lot of ship
To be
space.
exact.
Wow.
Yeah, that's huge actually. 20 feet? Diameter or radius?
diameter.
That's still pretty big. That takes up.
How
might
big
be-
is Multiac?
I'm 8 feet tall.
Let me get that clear.
Okay, maybe 10 foot.
If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I'm fine with that.
Just coming through. Coming through.
Make way.
I can move it 20 feet. It is 3 feet in diameter.
Much better.
His head is
more like
resting
it.
on it.
Right.
So just his body. So like half of him.
I'm just dragging on the ship.
His arms just dragging.
1 inch
Right.
thick, floats 3 feet above the ground.
It's
And
just
carry.
it's just your butt that's sitting on it. So both of it's like falling.
His back is gonna be sore.
Oh yeah, he's gotta be sore as mud.
Write that down.
I'll wait until he casts.
4
this.
levels of
4
exhaustion.
levels of exhaustion. You know what? Just die. We'll just go
I've
ahead.
got my backup gear.
Right.
I'll stand and wait for him to do whatever he's
Okay.
doing.
Yeah, at this point you can see most of the sailing crew have begun to kind of pull out the full sails, and the ship is now beginning to move towards the edge of the Sarias Harbor, which for the most part you have the wooden shipyard that kind of enters the edge of the city, and then it's this large concrete ring, probably several hundred yards in diameter, again kind of encircling this harbor, and these large wooden gates that sit again 200-300 yards from your current position. The gates are open at the edge of this circular bay almost. As again, so the boat is picking up speed heading that way.
Sorias is S-O-R-I-A-S.
Unimportant. I'll get it too. I think it's S-A, but Thea, what are you up to?
Getting sick.
You getting sick?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Oh no.
Roll a seasick check.
It's probably a Constitution check.
Roll the D4. That's how much fluids you've lost.
How many liters you vomit?
Leaders?
Oh wow.
She's empty.
I'm dead.
Dehydration.
I'm gonna be looking for where they keep the rum.
Okay, so going like under into the bottom.
Yeah, wherever the crew's at.
yeah.
I'm looking for the rum stash.
Okay, give me a stealth check.
Yeah, boy.
Why is the rum gone?
It's gone.
Oh, it's an 18.
18.
Oh.
Nice. So
I got
amidst,
hood up. They don't know I'm there.
yeah. So amidst most of the kind of the chaos and the confusion of
Commotion.
yeah, the commotion. Most of the people on board are kind of minding their own business as it is. They're already beginning to kind of count and assess their own losses. The crew is busy handling their own tasks trying to get the ship ready to sail. You're very easily able to slip into the lower decks as you, again, kind of pop your hood, take a quick peek, and disappear into the underbelly of the ship. As you head down the wooden stairs, there's this opening on either side of you, and there's like two jail cells almost immediately in front of you, and then the stairs kind of sit in the center of this open area where there's a door on that side to your right as you come down the stairs, and then another door to your left. Where would you like to go?
I'll just go through I'll like peek my head into the one on the right first.
Okay, so you head over there. It is closed.
Yeah, like I'll just kind of like open it, peek in,
Sure.
see if.
It's locked. As you go to open it, it's a very quick.
Check the other one.
Okay, you head back to the other one. This one a double door, and you kind of push this one open with ease. Doesn't even have like a doorknob on it. It kind of swings open with, and you kind of look through. This looks like sort of the kitchen area. There's a very crude like stove in the corner, and several barrels of these kind of loose provisions.
Oh, this is where I want to be.
Yeah. What do you said you're looking for rum?
Yeah.
Just any alcohols?
Yeah. Duke assumes it's rum since it's
Sure.
a ship, but
Pirate ship.
yeah, it can be ale,
Okay.
vodka, gin.
Make,
Pickle juice.
make an
Preferably-
investigation check.
Preferably crack and black spice rum.
Sponsor us.
Sponsor. Sponsor content.
I guess. If you wanna.
That has a close association with D&D because that's what I've done for Alan.
Look at that.
Oh, it's so good.
Or packets.
8.
8. So you're going through a lot of like generic produce. There's lots of onions, potatoes, celery, and you're sifting through these barrels, which that seems to be the only contents you see within them. So unfortunately, you're not really able to find anything distinctly like a keg of of liquor.
That's tough. Well, I guess I'm just gonna grab a couple handfuls of food and just keep moseying about the ship.
Cool. Where are you heading?
Probably just back out the way I came and
Back to the back, like top side?
probably like is there just the 2 decks or is there more?
There is another set of stairs that leads underneath.
Yeah, probably keep heading down.
Okay. So,
Just munching on a potato.
top side.
You just have an
As you-
onion. You're just.
Disgusting.
This potato is crunchy.
Kind of spicy.
Right.
I love the
This
taste.
muffin tastes bad.
I love the taste of solidified piss in the morning.
So you find yourself, Thea, on the edge of the starboard side of the ship. And again, just leaning over the side. Give me a constitution save.
10.
Ooh, that was the DC. So you feel, as the ship has now begun to pick up, you feel yourself kind of overcome with a lot of emotions from the previous encounter. Being your first real fight and the first time you have really spilt blood, there is a general queasiness as your stomach is still, or I'm sorry, your heart is still kind of sitting in the midst of your stomach. You feel yourself kind of begin to like retch, and you kind of hold it back as Briseis kind of takes your side. Are you all right?
Never actually seen anyone die before.
Yeah. It was strange to take a life.
The spear literally came out of someone's mouth.
Through her mouth. I mean, she was standing there like a scarecrow.
I'm gonna start like trying to get the blood off.
Are you going to throw up? Because if you are, I'd like to step back, please.
No guarantees.
So kind of like brushing is, yeah, I mean, there's no like water or like wash rags around you, so you kind of brush some of the viscera and you know, debris and dirt off of as much of your armor as you're able. A bit of like muscle matter kind of smears over the breastplate, kind of making it much worse, you know, like when you fiddle with something.
The tongue of the woman
Yeah.
I impaled on your
It's like when you
shoulder.
try and like get the guts off your windshield and it just
Right, yeah, the bug gut, yeah. You're just like, oh, should have left that.
Like
Morbid.
I immediately went to, I was like, what have you hit?
like get the guts off your windshield.
Is that a mission of guilt?
Were you
What are
driving
you
on the
doing?
sidewalk?
No, like what a fly.
And then you have to put it in reverse and make sure you finished them off.
Yep.
There can't be any witnesses. They saw the license plate.
Right.
Driving instructor's just Dio Brando. Sidewalk's wide enough.
So you kind of clean yourself up. What would you like to do at this point? You're still just kind of hanging out? No particular agenda?
No, just collecting
Sure.
myself.
Sure, just getting right. Multi-ox asleep. We head to the lower decks. As you've now made your way around the, not spiral, but like alternating staircase, so it's like one flight down and then another flight down. Right. You find yourself what looks to be a sort of living quarters. So it's vast rows of like these double hammocks that are installed from the ceiling, and then like a small cot underneath them. Tons of wooden beams kind of strung without to keep the the structural integrity of the ship afloat. Most of the barracks here are filled for the most part with just common folk. So there's probably 2 or 3 dozen people just down here kind of quietly sobbing themselves.
Do I see anybody drinking anything?
There is a kind of this older man.
Single-minded, just
Doesn't care that these people's families are ruined.
Right, he's just like,
Who's got the alky?
y'all got someone to drink?
They don't know the pain that ours has felt.
Give me perception or investigation, your choice.
Both suck. 7.
7. How long is your casting time, Sam?
11 minutes.
11 minutes? Okay. So you're kind of perusing through the crowd, making your scan. You don't see definitively alcohol, but you do see an older man at the far left end of the edge of hammocks. You do see a very familiar gesture as he kind of like leans his head up and kind of goes back down to his business.
I'm gonna walk over to him and ask him, "What are you drinking? Something stiff?"
He kind of looks behind him.
What are you drinking there? Is it strong?
Thistlehorn ale.
Huh?
Thistlehorn ale.
You got some I could get off you?
Make a persuasion check.
17.
17. So this older human male, probably definitely in his later years, probably 80s or so. This very thin, wiry frame and this tuft of almost a soul patch kind of coming off and extending down the front of his face, and just a mop of white hair kind of hiding underneath these clothes that have definitely seen better days. He kind of pulls out this set of like extendable cups, and he pulls one up, kind of looking at you. Let's share a drink. And
Oh, I
pours
would
a
like that.
little shot for you and slides it across.
Just throw it back. No face.
Oh, I was like, what does that mean?
Suddenly, I'm the question.
The man? The man has no face? So he kind of sits there, and again, just straight from the bottle, he takes a swig. It's all really gone.
That's what it seems. Has anything like that ever happened in your lifetime?
Fuck no.
Hey, I'll drink to that, and I'll slide my shot glass back over towards him to see if he fills me up some more.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, fuck, 7.
He kind of looks at you, like, immediately just pounding a shot and, like, swinging over.
I do it with a little bit more subtlety.
Okay. He's like, this isn't, this is all I have, but, one more.
Thank you.
Pours it up.
Fucking go.
Slides it. Just sleep.
Punch
You're not
and
even
take it.
taking the shot, you're just eating the glass.
Look like a tall drink of water. Do you eat glass? Yes, I do. And no, I won't.
He looks towards you and just he just goes, No, I can't say I've ever seen lions flying from the sky, destroying my home. That's a first.
Definitely was a scary sight. I am sorry that nothing more was able to be done for the city.
The city. Yeah. Always the city. They never care about us. The people who've built it.
I'm gonna take a coin and kind of hand it to him and say thank you for the drinks.
Silver or gold?
I don't know, whichever one's not as valuable. Well, what would I be buying drinks in the city with?
Probably silvers.
Then I hand him silver.
Okay. So mark off a silver on your sheet. He kind of takes that down.
I don't think Duke has any silver.
I think he has a little bit left, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So he kind of takes it and pockets it and returns to his tears.
Then I'm gonna turn around and just find an open hammock.
Okay. Easy to do. Most people are kind of huddled around them, but not necessarily in them.
Not me, dog.
You kind of...
Gonna do an acrobatic flip.
Yeah, Spider-Man swing up into him and just land perfectly in the comfy position as you... I assume nurse what's left of the green stuff.
Ooh, that survived with me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You got a big old tankard full.
Well, I figured I'd spill it at some point, but
Nah.
sick.
Most of the shots coming at you, you caught.
That is
We
true.
know your priorities.
Right.
That is true.
That thing's airtight.
Yeah. Well, in that case, yeah, now I feel bad that I took some shots off old
Hey.
boy. I didn't think I had any alky on me.
Opportunity knocks, you know.
But yeah, I'm just leaning back, just
Just
swigging a
nursing
strong
it.
stuff.
So we return topside. You're just now finishing your disc. What happens?
So essentially, what happens is
That.
I guess that.
He literally fell off the little.
So we return topside. You're just now finishing your
Yep.
floating disc ritual. What happens?
So as I finish the incantation, I just raise my hands, and Maltiak's unconscious body sort of lifts up to about 3 feet. I try and lift it under his head and upper body, so it's just his legs and maybe his arms are dangling off. It's a 3-foot diameter thing. But I want to make sure his head's supported.
Okay.
And that raises about 3 feet off the ground. I'm like, okay, we can go do whatever now.
I can carry it.
That seems like a lot of work. I mean, we just went through a fight. This isn't taking any strain whatsoever.
His legs are dragging the ground. To be fair, I think Maltiak is like 8 feet tall.
I am exactly 8 feet tall.
So that 3-foot sphere, 5 feet of him are off of the sphere.
My feet are fully flat on the ground still.
I'm doing the best I can with what I have.
I'll
Hey, this
grab
nice thing
his
you're doing?
wheelbarrow.
Fuck you.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab his legs like a wheelbarrow and just follow this floating disc.
All the while, the people that are sitting amidst the top deck, you're kind of catching some eyes as this apparently limp body you are now putting on this weird
Every
floating disc.
time I catch a citizen's gaze, I'll wave.
Is he dead? One of them kind of says in passing.
No, he's fine, just tired.
He looks dead. Then he keeps on his way.
It's the old man.
That's the same guy.
And following him. Hey, hey.
I know you got more of that.
Get back.
So you were at that fight. I saw you over there.
Yes, it was quite the battle.
That was wild.
I don't like magic. Scary. I don't like barbarians that don't that attack like that. Eeh.
I got some bad news on the magic front there, bud. I dabble almost exclusively in that.
That's
I'm gonna slightly lean away.
that's fine. I'm not scared yet. We're good.
I'm pretty sure you saw me throw those. No? No, you probably didn't.
No?
I don't think we were near each other. I saw you there.
You mean the bees?
It's that kind of
These
party.
are bees.
where you see someone and you don't know them, but you know of them.
Right.
What is your name?
Hi, I'm Sandria. My hand dwarfed in comparison to his baseball mitts.
Right. You guys shake hands. Where I am from, that is an invitation to war.
Oh no.
I thank you for this knowledge that you have bestowed upon me, and I will spit at his feet.
But this is better, and I'm just going to hug him.
I have
Crush his ribs.
You may try to escape.
I have 2 health. Am I dead now?
Roll damage.
I'm not gonna squish you. I'm going to hug you.
Tyrus, as you kind of look up from whatever chapter you're on in one of your
And then you
books,
lose concentration.
you look up and you see this large blue man just smothering the elf.
If
Next
you
to
can
a
see,
limp blue man.
If you can see my face, it is pure joy.
Okay, I'm gonna go. That's it. And I'm gonna slam the
No one
up,
has fun here.
and I'm walking towards you guys.
Enough of this chicanery.
Physical affection? I think not.
So I'm walking towards you now.
I'm gonna do my best to return the hug. It's my hands are just
Right, you can't really get him out.
I'm gonna set you down.
As I approach in Elvish, pretty much this whole conversation is going to be in Elvish. Sorry. I'll say,
Do you guys speak elf?
Sorry for the viewers at
I
home.
do. Sorry, guys.
Sorry.
Sorry, guys.
We'll have subtitles.
I only took like 2 years of Elvish in high school. That's a bit
and I'll
rusty.
do the Monty Python subtitles. No, my sister's been playing this.
I'll say, little elf.
I'll respond in Elvish. Yes.
Ponders for a
I
moment.
know, so much fun.
Yes. I'll say, you were at the battle back there. While I was injured, you stepped between me and the enemy. What would cause someone to do something so foolish?
I'll respond in Elvish.
Sorry, I don't know. It's like-
I don't think it's. I don't think it's foolish. I was. You were injured. You were hurt.
Right.
I wanted to make sure you weren't.
But you do not know me.
That doesn't matter.
You would risk your life for someone you don't know.
I would risk anything to make sure that human life doesn't come to an unjust end.
What about elven life?
Yeah, racist.
Come on.
I said any life, didn't I?
I think you said human.
Oh.
I don't know. We'll check it in post.
Well, we're gonna kill you anyway.
Anyway,
You can. I'll say a line you can dub over. I would do anything to make sure that any life doesn't come to an unjust end.
it's good that you did that.
I've got to cut that. Too.
I'm gonna cut so much.
I'll
Gotta make it
say,
work for it.
so I'm gonna very gently open up my shirt and you'll see a big scar. And I'll say, you should be careful who you choose as your allies.
What happened to you?
They could one day be.
Just out of nowhere.
I'm right here.
I know, but
He's still
I'm
there.
ignoring you.
It's a completely different language.
I'll look up and say, wait your turn.
I'm gonna put a hand just on his gigantic forearm and just continue this conversation.
Okay.
Again in Elvish, I'll ask, was that a recent event?
It happened some time ago. But I will say this. I'm not too keen on owing any more debts with anyone. I have enough of that in my life, so
I don't.
while we're on the ship, if there's anything I can do to repay you, let me know. And after that, or even.
I'm going to approach and just kind of sort of like start reaching my hand for your chest. And I'm gonna like flirt, like,
I'm just gonna snag it out of the air.
and I'll look you dead in the face in Elvish and just say, when the time comes, All debts will be forgiven, and all prices paid.
My name is Tauros.
I'm going to turn my hand to a handshake position while he's got it grasped. And my name is Sandra.
I'll let go, and I'll look up to you, and in comment I'll say, "It's a pity you made it out." And I'm gonna walk away.
Nobody wants to shake your hand.
Listen, I can't give you a compliment and then be nice to you.
Ah, your character is a tsundere.
Yeah.
I get it.
Last time I carry that
It's not like I
asshole
like you or
down
anything.
some
Blah,
stairs.
blah, blah.
I forgot you carried me down.
I did.
I forgot I rode you like a horse down that flight of stairs.
See if I carry him down the stairs anymore.
He's probably just stressed from, being attacked. Yeah, I think we should find. The other people that were there. I remember a man whose face conveyed much sorrow, and I'd like to find that man.
Yeah, we should go find that guy.
I agree.
We'll just go look at about the ship.
Okay. Who are you looking for?
We're
Sorry?
looking for Aris.
Okay. So where are you guys heading? Are you just strictly looking at the top deck?
If we don't see him on the top, we'll start moving between floors. But
Perception or investigation?
I'll take investigation.
I'll take perception.
Okay.
Take a nap.
Meta. Oh, those I missed a nat 20.
They rolled
So
the same
close.
thing somehow.
11.
With the
14.
same dice. 11 and 14. As you kind of scan the top deck, you're looking through most of the people who, again, are still kind of amidst their own families, tending to their own mental and financial issues, probably. No Aris.
You think he went below deck?
Yeah, but I don't know how I'm gonna squeeze.
Yeah, he's a little large. We should. We'll just turn him sideways. So we can
Pivot!
Nope, it's stuck. He's stuck. Okay, just everybody calm down. We're making this harder than it has to be.
I'll go ahead and find a nice little area.
We should find a place to put him down.
Probably near like what I would assume would be some kind of trustworthy family or something.
Can you watch my Goliath, please?
Right.
I'm not gonna say anything to them. I'm
You're just
know
gonna
that-
drop a 300-pound blue man.
He's gonna just slide him off slowly.
Just like, this is yours now.
Just tilting tensors floating disc.
Pulls out a key fob. Keep an eye on that for me.
Chucks the keys to him like a valet.
Right.
I know where I park this.
Right.
Make
Toss
sure
the
it's,
keys,
make
keep
sure
it
it's
running.
washed by the time I get back.
That's funny. So are you approaching a family in particular?
Just what I can assume would be a decent, upstanding family.
Insight.
Okay.
Roll it.
15.
15. So after a moment or two of kind of still glancing around the crowd, you see a collection, a man and a woman and two smaller boys, all human. All of them sort of wearing these purple leathers, for lack of better words. The dad of which has a more,
Big money.
gosh, what's the word? I guess refined look to him. The rest are just kind of clad in what you assume to be like house colors. As you approach, you kind of, what are you doing?
I'll just kind of turn to them and silently just catch their glance, nod, and just kind of lightly set the Goliath down in sort of an upright seated position.
The dad, who was kind of on one knee, kind of ruffling one of the son's heads, turns and kind of in the corner of his eyes sees you just tipping this large 8-foot unconscious blue man, and he goes, "Hey, whoa, what is that? What is that?
That? Sir, this is my friend here.
Is he okay?"
Yeah, he's just really worn out. He went through a great ordeal, and now he's he went through the siege, fought off a bunch of barbarians, and he is extremely tired.
He did that. That man.
Yes,
He fought back the barbarians single-handedly.
sure did.
But we were there.
Well,
And I'm kind of putting
You
him
also
up.
helped.
yeah.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Just, we need to leave him here for a moment.
If you would be so kind as to just make sure he doesn't have anything stolen from him.
Stolen. Sure. I mean, would it be better if? And he kind of like reaches over, and you see him like lay a hand on his shoulder, and this soft like blue glow kind of starts to coalesce around his body, almost matching his skin tone. And Maltiak, you gain
Nice.
10 HP. And he kind of, like, the whole while just keeping eye contact with the two of you. Would it not be better if just...
Now, since this wasn't an
Cast
unconscious
wake up.
due to injury, would I wake up?
Yeah, you're awake.
Where am I?
We're on the ship.
We're on a boat.
We just got out of.
Thank you.
Did you wake me up?
Yes.
Well, it is I who's thanking you. I appreciate it.
It's my pleasure, of course. You saved our city. And perhaps my family from those fiends.
Well, just wanted to help people get on the boat. What's your name?
I am Kitus.
Titus. It's nice to meet you.
Indeed, and you as well. This is my wife, Zarikis, and my children.
Are you a healer?
Somewhat, yes.
You're very, very talented at what you do.
Thank you. I spent many years refining my craft, so it's always nice to help people when I can.
Now, Clytus, do you know who those people were that attacked the city?
Not a clue. Barbarians of some sort, probably out for a quick coin or.
It seemed more organized than that. They knew that was going to happen.
I can't imagine barbarian raids for coin would be a common occurrence in a city this big.
Especially not raiding the entire city.
You just seem to have a lot of knowledge of barbarian attacks.
This looked more like an invasion. This was not a raid.
Not many barbarian attacks raid the capital of Theros.
I'm familiar
This is
with
the first time I've been through something like this. I'm by no means an expert.
It's fine. Maltiak, now that you're awake, would you like to accompany us, or?
Sure. I'll follow you, Sunfront. And who might you be?
Name's Art.
I'm just gonna put a hand on his bicep instead of hugging him.
Oh. Okay.
It's nice to meet a fellow brother.
Yes. What is your clan?
Clan is from Mount Gelithath.
Oh. Alright.
And
To me, you are a southerner.
that's saying something. You're pretty far north. Where
Yeah.
are you? Where are you from?
The Stone Hills.
Stone.
Much farther north. Do you know any of the Stonefoots?
We don't get out much from the mountains. It's very isolated. But I'll be very intrigued to learn more from the culture.
Good.
Oh. Kaitis, thank you again.
Absolutely my pleasure. Happy to help.
Wish you and your family well.
Of course, I must tend to the other wounded on the ship. Please find me if any are in dire need of healing.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, by the way, if you spot a man in with a hood up and a tankard to his side, will you let us know?
Sure, is he done something?
He's
Is he a danger? I mean,
no, but I wish to thank him for his services.
oh,
Possibly help.
of course. I will keep an eye peeled.
Thank you. I'm gonna go below deck.
So, Argon, what is Stonefoot doing in Citadel? What were you looking for?
That is not a pleasant story. But my village is no more.
Really? How did such a thing come to pass?
Men of the magical sword. Floating fire. Burnt it to the ground.
Big things. Quick math.
Quick maths. Village plus fire equals 80. I'm not sure why, but
Are these people that you feuded with before? Are they new?
I had never seen the like of them before. A dwarf had come to our village trying to negotiate with our aldermen for access to burial grounds, where our ancestors were. Obviously, we said no. Next day, next night, these men who could float and make fire from their hands burnt our village to the ground. I survived from mysterious circumstances. It was in my rage to go and attack one of these men that I was transported to my elder's burial grounds, to my grandfather's grave. A spirit approached me at this point. I think I know who it is now, but it was simply a ball of light when I saw it. He told me to prepare.
Do you know for what?
Probably to go and retake what was taken from us. I need to become stronger.
I know the sentiment. Do you know anything about these men who attacked the village? Any markings that could distinguish them?
They were in... Is it red and black robes?
Yep.
Yeah.
They were the same cultists that you saw in Mendontas.
Mm-hmm. Those men that me and the blank face man. Yeah,
You know his name, Taurus.
Taurus. I don't know if he knows his name.
You know his name. Oh, I get what you're saying now.
Blank face man. His name is.
The masked warlock.
Yes, Taurus. Quite a character. Is that how you would lightly say that?
My only experience is him unconscious, so I'm not quite sure.
I know him to be a thief and an asshole, so.
I haven't stolen it.
Yeah, you did. I watched you do it.
Any other witnesses? No, they're all dead, so.
Last witness killed, crime not reported.
Thank you.
Goes to kill the horse because it witnessed.
You think it's a Skyrim wiki page, but it's actually Massachusetts law.
I'm sorry, I forgot the question. Was there anything else you needed?
You said there was men inside the citadel.
Right. We got off track.
We were peanut gallerying.
That's an absolute bot of a
I know.
reply. I forgot what you were saying. What can I help you with? You were talking
Just
to me.
immediately reverted to default settings.
I stopped in the middle of your question.
I know.
Are you done?
Those cultists in black and red robes. I saw more of them at the Capitol, actually.
Really? I only saw those barbarians in the streets. There are people actually inside the library.
We were inside the library.
What were they doing?
It was a restricted section, or at least it appeared to be. The librarian had to unlock something for them to get back there. They had slaughtered the staff there and were stealing books, it appeared.
Book, singular.
Well, they were rifling through all the books. They were looking at them and tossing them over their shoulder if it wasn't what they were looking for.
Did you take any of the books with you?
Oh, hi, Sandrion. I thought you went under deck.
No, we're all together.
No, I heard Sam say he was walking off.
Yeah, but then you guys stopped to talk, so.
He stopped.
I thought we were walking and talking.
Didn't notice you.
It's a long walk. Ship ain't that big, my guy. You would have recognized, or you would remember from last episode, the cultists, while they were like rifling through a bunch of books, they did eventually find one, seemingly the one they were looking for, and it kind of ended. That combat ended with you and Taros toppling the shelf onto them, and Taros retrieving that book.
Ah,
Took a handful with him, didn't he?
You're just
He
gonna
grabbed 3, and then he saw them grab the one book, and then he got that book as well.
I think Taros has it, actually.
Sorry to say, yeah.
fucking outed me.
He wasn't here.
In the corner of his eye, he just sees me across the ship.
So you would have to ask him. I haven't looked at it.
I will definitely be doing that. I mean, I went to the Citadel to find. I went to the Citadel myself to find some knowledge. So, if he has some books, that would definitely be worth my while.
I know this can't be an easy thing to share, Argon. I appreciate you confiding in us. It's interesting that the same men in the capital are the ones that seem to be affiliated with criminals who attacked our village.
I thought that strange also. Maybe it's an origin for them, but I don't know the motive yet.
If they were involved in the attack on the Nautos, we might be able to track them down. This sort of thing leaves traces. You can't attack a city like Mendontos and not have a story, not have a trail to follow.
I wonder if they're at all related to the barbarian horde. That seemed unusually organized, especially to take a city.
And there are so many of them.
Where did they amass such a force?
I may not have much experience with human raiding parties, but it definitely seemed like more than a typical let's sack a village and take their coin type of thing.
That was an army.
It was an
Well,
occupying
I was about to
force.
say that was closer to an army.
Who are we looking for?
Do you remember the hooded man, sort of a drunken stance, caught the spear out of the air?
How could I forget? That's quite the feat.
It certainly was. But I'm looking for him. When I turned to see him, his face conveyed a great sadness to me, and I wish to speak to him.
Guess we can look around, but a man like that may have hidden himself away.
That's all the scourings for.
Wasn't there also a rather shiny woman fighting with us?
Oh, the woman from the pits.
Yes, Thea, I think her name was.
And the rather annoying man by her side.
Yes, I'm told, very attractive man. Perseus. I think we should look for them after we find this man. They'll probably be much easier to find as they're reflecting light.
Yeah.
As they shine.
You know, most people that practice in the pits grew up in the pits, so they may not know where to go. We can at least offer our company if they need it.
So you guys are looking for Aris.
Right.
Is the primary concern. Okay, where are you starting?
Well, have you two searched above deck? Should we look below?
We should look below.
There can't be too many spaces to look, so
Right.
maybe we can just each take a room and see if we can find it.
That would make most sense to me, yeah.
We'll just go down. I'll go into like the common area and see if I can find it. Just where most people are gathered.
Most people, like once you go down the stairs, you mean?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, so down the stairs immediately, there's not really anybody. There's a couple people sitting in these open jail cells, pretty much just occupying space where there is some. There's a door, as you walk down the stairs immediately to your right, there's a door closed, and then a double door that's kind of swinging back and forth until ultimately stopping. And then you head down the stairs immediately to your right, you kind of 180. Here is a sort of general living quarters. There are dozens of rows of hammocks hung from the ceiling and established on the floor as well. Here is where a majority of the refugees are
Okay. I'll just
hanging out.
scan and see if I can see that cloak that I saw in the field.
Cool. Perception or investigation with advantage. Where are you guys? Are you guys with him?
Yeah.
Just kind of following along.
Okay.
I wasn't sure where he was pointing me to, so I was just going to keep following him.
18.
Cool. So after a quick second are you trying to remain hidden, by the way?
I mean, like, I'm, like, laid up, like, hood up, like...
But would it be a stealth check? Like if you're actively trying to...
Probably not, because I'm just laid up on a hammock.
Cool, that's what I thought. Cool, so yeah, after kind of scanning both ends of the deck, laying in one of the hammocks, kind of quarterstaff on his chest, hood up, and tankard in the opposite hand, you recognize to be the monk who was fighting alongside you an hour or so ago.
Gotcha. Fondriel. I see him over there.
Oh, I'm going to lightly jog over there.
Okay.
And just
I'm going to stay back and kind of clean up my equipment a bit.
Okay.
I'm gonna tug on the cloak, try and get his attention.
Sure. So you kind of like hot step through, you know, the crowd, and
Step on anybody's toe.
yeah, make your way over to the hammock. And you hear this kind of light breathing, almost a snore at this point. You give him a tug.
Yes.
Hey, I was.
I am clearly drunk, by the way.
I was there during that fight, and I spoke to you. Do you remember me at all?
Oh god. Yeah, you're the one that like floated, right?
Yeah, that would be me.
Yeah. She was cool. And I'm gonna just lay back down.
Would you mind coming up topside with me?
For what?
I think all the people that were there should probably discuss what we saw and collaborate an effort there.
Well, you've never seen the Sapphire Eagles before?
No, I've also never seen a man come out of a cloud in the sky riding a saber-toothed tiger with wings.
Yeah, she was nuts.
A lot of that was kind of insane.
I'm gonna look around to see if anyone else from the fight came down with you. And I assume I see them.
You would definitely see.
Not exactly inconspicuous.
Oh yeah, yeah. Both you would see both of them.
Your pals over there, they were fighting too, right?
Yeah, I think they did a pretty great job.
Alright, well, what'd you say, top deck?
Yeah, just for a little bit.
Then I take one last big swig, and it is now empty.
Okay.
And I'm going to go to acrobatically hop out of the thing,
What are you
but
doing?
bust my ass.
What are you doing with the bottle?
My tankard, I'm just putting it back on my hip.
Oh, okay.
Don't be littering in this boat, Duke.
Yeah.
Ugh. God damn it.
Do you need assistance getting there? Or?
I'm gonna like kind of like grab your arm and like pull myself up. All right, let's go.
I'll gently lead him. Make sure he doesn't stumble over.
I'm like using my staff with my other
Yeah,
hand.
the rockiness of the ship alone is enough to put you on uneven footing. Add to that being just horrifically drunk, you find yourself taking a very long amount of time, probably quadruple the amount of time it would take a not inebriated person to walk the length of the deck. But ultimately, you find yourself in the company of the two largest men in the room, Argon and Multiok.
And I'm constantly tripping.
Okay, just kicking people as you go across.
See?
Sorry.
When
Wicked walking man.
As I see him walk across like this. Are you sure this is the right guy?
Yeah.
Of course.
He struggles to stand.
Speaking of, would either of you mind kind of helping him move up? I'm not the guy to be carrying people.
I'll offer my forearm to steady you.
I'm going to reach out for it and just miss and just like slip like into your body.
I'm just gonna catch
You're
him
gonna
like this.
slip into his body.
take him on a date first.
Welcome back to Grimdark and Dicey, erotic edition.
Now we're in ASMR.
I'd like to roll to wear his skin. Oh no.
I'm just gonna grab him by the scruff of the cloak and like pull him up next to me. Let's go.
Yeah.
When I was on the top deck and I walked away from that conversation, I was also actively looking for Bressius.
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 Roll investigation perception.
Are you carrying me up the stairs, or like
So I guess
you're helping me
I
walk?
guess what I'm doing is happening while they're walking down the
Just
stairs.
kind of puppet mastering as you kind of fake walk up the stairs.
Like that Family Guy bit with Joe with the forklift.
7.
7. It takes you some time. You're scanning.
Why am I blind?
Most of
Probably
the
concussed.
most of the
That mask.
people are common folk though, so they're dressed in leathers and tunics and
Keep
more
grabbing
of a
people's
rough skin
shiny
type
hats.
deal.
Like,
So it's very easy to see off in the distance these two figures who are clad in pretty much full plate mail.
I'm gonna approach Bressius.
As you walk up, you kind of see Thea like flicking a bit of stuff,
Viscera.
smearing it across her armor. Oh,
Eyeballs.
that's not good. That's much worse. As he kind of like.
You have one.
Right. Just getting the schmutz off the corner of it. Oh, hi. Almost like hesitantly to address you. He sees you walking through the crowd. Hello.
Hello, and I'll extend my hand. My name is Taurus. What is yours?
Should I touch you? You yelled at me last time.
Yes, and that is why I'm here now.
Ah. Okay. He reaches out and shakes your hand. Sorry, what was your... What?
What is your name?
Oh, I am Briseis.
Briseis.
Yes.
Not Bressius?
No. Why? Who called me that?
Anyways.
Bussius.
I'm bussin'.
Anyways. I'll say you healed me and picked me up. You got me back in the fight, and I do not think I gave you a proper thanks.
No thanks needed. You were in need of aid, and I'm sure if given the chance, you would have provided it to me.
I guarantee you I would have watched you die.
This is quite the thing.
No hard feelings, I just wouldn't have needed to. Anyways, I told the little elf that I'm not in the business of owing people favors, but for at least while we're on the ship and our paths go opposite ways, if you need anything, let me know. Do I notice that they're like, or at least that she's like shooken up?
Make an insight check. Are you openly trying to
Yeah, I'm
like cover that?
Oh. Okay. Would you say inside?
Insight.
12.
12. That's enough. Yeah, you can gauge a general sense of like greenery to her, both in terms of being a novice of having taken someone else's life and a literal greenish hue.
I'll look over at her and, was this your first battle? You can speak, you know.
I can't.
Ah. The stomach turned to knots. Well, it's not that bad. Tonight, that's when it'll be the hardest.
What do you mean?
Well, after battle, it's kind of easy. You have the adrenaline going, but once everything calms down, you will see their faces.
I will turn and throw up again on the side of the boat.
This is a great pep talk.
Oh my god. That was
Listen.
great. 10 out of 10.
Listen,
I'll hire you for my kid's birthday.
if you have trouble sleeping tonight, come find me and I can use some magic and help. And then we can call it even.
I hope it doesn't come to that, but a gracious offer at least. And what was your name again?
Taurus.
Taurus. Very well.
Good evening. And I'll just turn around and go back to my quarter.
Yeah.
Read my books.
Just as you kind of retreat to the corner for the second or third time, you see the two Goliaths kind of hauling this large man, the monk from before, up by the like scruff of his collar, kind of gently guiding him through the crowds.
Overly happy.
You almost,
bloody elf.
Yeah.
you almost hear us first. It's just-
So the
I'm going to noticeably try to pick up pace and get by them before they come up because I want to avoid that conversation.
not again. So the lot of you now find yourself top side. You've now cleared you well cleared the edge of the Sirius Harbor at this point, and the city is kind of a smoking ember in the distance at this point.
What time of day is it?
It's the sun is kind of retreating into the sky, so you're nearing the beginnings of sunset. Probably
Evening.
Yeah.
Evening
yeah.
going into dusk.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and try and find Thea.
Okay. Perception insight. Perception investigation, rather. Your choice.
24.
24 doesn't.
Spotted.
So immediately, yeah, the light reflects
Like a dog.
Jesus.
yeah, off her armor,
there she is.
and you see
Tail
the
goes
kind
straight.
of glint. And as it disappears, you see immediately Thea and Briseis still kind of staring with this somber, distraught look on their face.
I was the elf in her backstory. That's
The
not
nerve somber.
Yeah, I'm just going to kind of non-verbally look at these two, kind of gesture over to her, and then walk by that way.
Yeah. I'll head that way, and I'm gonna pull a flask off my hip.
Oh shit! Don't let Duke see it.
Yo.
Get out of here!
And as we approach, I'm just gonna offer it to him. I was saving this for the first night after my trial, but it looks like you need this more than I do.
Thank you. Take it. Just chug it.
What is that?
Whiskey.
Share.
Yo, hey. I'm gonna put my hand out for it.
I'm just gonna kind of slap it down.
No, that's not good.
And then when you slap my hand down, I'm gonna throw up overboard.
I'm glad I'm not
Voluntarily.
Well, you know.
Thea, you handled yourself pretty well back there.
I don't feel like I did.
You're alive, and in much better shape than I am.
And that's more than most of Mendontos can say right now.
Glad to see you guys made it.
Thank you. You too, Briseis.
I'm happy to be here.
I don't even know why that was funny.
I'm happy they renewed my character for a second season.
There were times when I were unsure of our fate, but the spear struck true.
I don't want to hear about spears for at least a week.
Right.
So, noticing Thea, is she still covered in like just a bunch of like gore and?
Not covered necessarily. You can
There's
tell
still
that
quite a lot on it.
Yeah. I mean, there's dried blood at this point and
Brown at
a
this
lot
point.
of dirt. You're all, for the most part, covered in the soot and kind of dust from the explosions in the city.
I'm gonna reach my hand out to her, and as soon as I make contact with her armor, prestidigitation.
Okay. So in a kind of brief puff of smoke, all of the dirt, for a lack of better words, just kind of sloughs off of you and just you're clean as a whistle.
Thank you so much.
That would have probably started to smell. And then I'm gonna look down, realize I'm also covered. Just start cleaning people.
Nobody's even asking you. Just
Just random citizens.
Was that your first battle?
The first one with any casualties.
I'm gonna now come back up from over the edge with throw up in my beard.
Oh
I'm gonna
god!
put my hand on her shoulder and be like, "You handled yourself well."
You look atrocious.
like wipes his down.
you did yourself well. Yeah.
You did great.
I'm gonna,
You're doing amazing.
Right, this drugs.
You're a pretty fucking good fighter.
I'm gonna take your hand and like just grab like one finger and just thank you.
I'm gonna prestidigitate the vomit out
And
of
I'm going to stumble because I was leaning on you, but I stumble into Briseis and put my hand out and be like, "You're good too."
Like without retreating even a centimeter, he like excitedly shakes your hand. How did you catch those arrows? That was cool.
I surprise myself sometimes.
You must teach me.
I'll try. And then I'm going to fall over and pass out.
He kind of like tries to catch you. Does not. You kind of slip right through his fingers. And
Just-
loud impact into the deck. Is that normal for him?
I don't know, but I'm getting the sense that yes.
He kind of takes his shield off his back and wedges it kind of underneath your head and shoulder.
Aww.
And you're
Knees and
now
toes.
you're now like resting your head on this giant
Metal dome.
Well, it's like this big freaking jewel in the center of this shield. Surprisingly comfortable. Not that you would know. You're just out like a light, anyways. Yeah.
Could have kept me where I was and I would have been comfortable.
Does anyone know where we're going?
I assume someplace safe. This is a Acaros, right? They own this ship.
Who?
Isn't that flag? Is that not Acaros?
I have no idea. Maybe. What's an Acaros?
It's a city, right?
Oh,
I've heard of them, but I don't know much.
not a what, but a where. Interesting.
I did a brief understanding of geographical area related to this place when I first came here. So,
Is
a
it-
little bit about
Yeah, I think the only people who recognized the sail were you and Taros. You did as well? I can't remember that far back. That was weeks ago. But sure. Yeah, you would have recognized the sigil, this large crimson squid head and kind of tendrils on the main sails, being the primary logo of the military city of Acaros.
Tendrils excite Sam.
Is Acaros the small folks word for big red squid?
I couldn't tell you.
It's a militaristic town.
Oh, it's a
nearby.
city.
Right. Yes.
Oh. Does it look like that?
The
Or is
town
that the
itself,
symbol?
Like a squid.
more of a think of like a clan banner.
Got it. Symbol.
I don't want to go to Squid Town.
Squid tastes strange.
Before he lost consciousness, I guess.
Sure.
You mentioned something about sapphire eagles. Does that mean anything to anyone?
The Sapphire Eagles are
At 20. He rolled a 20.
I vaguely recall reading of them in some sort of book. They've tried to invade the lands before, but to no success of a scale of such as this.
Well, apparently they've had change of plans and found a way to make it work.
Yeah?
There was a man there named Cadassius. He was an excellent fighter. And that rider just took him out like he was nothing.
Yes.
I'm more concerned with the lightning strike that followed. That was no random chance. If it was random chance, it likely would have hit you first.
I was quite tall.
It was a message from the gods.
Yeah, tell me how you get that tall.
Maybe later.
Please do.
You think the gods would interfere like that for just some man?
Unless he wasn't just.
Cadassius was no man.
What do you mean?
Do you not know of the tale of him? Cadassius has been the defender of Mendontos for decades now. He is a demigod. He is son of Zeus.
I guess that would explain the lightning.
He's not meant to interfere that way, Zeus. He shouldn't have thrown that. More importantly, he shouldn't have missed. I don't know who that man was, but he does not bode well for our future should we see him again.
Especially if Cadassius is a demigod, like you said. That
If you can take him out
he's,
that easily, yeah.
he's powerful.
Extremely so.
What does he want from Mendontos?
Seemingly nothing. Did you see him grab that necklace from around Cadassius's neck?
Yeah,
Vaguely.
What was that?
can't be sure.
Could you see what? He seemed like he crushed it, but why?
There was something inside of it, wasn't there?
I couldn't see.
He had something in his hand. A piece of the metal.
Regardless, whatever that was, that's what he wanted. As soon as he had it, he left.
But why wage war to the entire city if that's all you really want? Was the attack itself merely to draw out?
To put him on the field, maybe.
Possibly. You don't send out your best fighter when you have. You don't send out your best fighter first. You hold him back until things are really dire. So it's possible that the whole thing was just a stage just to get that object, which shows not only the tactical advantageousness that this man possesses, but also his casual disregard for human life.
The Purple Man didn't make himself known until Cadassius had began helping us.
Exactly.
He drew him out.
No, Argon. The men that were in the Citadel, if we assume they're in league with this man who attacked Cadassus, took the end, is there anything like that in the burial ground they wanted access to? Could it be related?
The only thing I know to be in the burial ground is minerals. Something about mining operations.
Is there anything unique that they couldn't find in the woods?
You would know that the land that you come from, the hills, the Attic Hills are laced with this strong mineral that is mined from the earth that just has an inherent property of being forged into spectacular weapons.
Okay, it's is it like magically attunable, or is it just
It's
very tough?
Not necessarily. Yeah, it's not necessarily attunable, like magically inherent in nature, but it's
Or is it
supernaturally strong.
Okay.
That's
So
a natural resident.
Correct.
Perhaps.
Right. So not necessarily magical, but definitely stronger than it has any reason to be.
The hills are simply full of mineral, but I don't know what that would have to do with sieging a city like this.
I don't know. Maybe they're putting pieces of something together. Maybe they're planning something bigger.
It's a strong metal. You can see it upon my sword.
Would I recognize this metal at all?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, especially given your history of forgery from where you've come from, it is a very rare, almost Damascus steel-like pattern on the edge of the blade. But yeah, you recognize it at glance.
I mean, that's no average mineral.
It's everywhere in the hills. Every weapon we have is made of this. It's the only thing we can find.
It's extraordinarily strong. A weapon like that in my village would be an heirloom for the ages.
This is just my sword.
You're lucky to have it.
At this point, I'm going to wake up to throw up over the edge again. But instead of falling back asleep, I'm just going to stay leaned up against the edge.
Like the punctuation scene breaks as you're vomiting.
Put some of this under your nose.
Oh, what is this?
Pine oil.
I just scratched my balls.
It's musty.
Onion!
Had a date with your mom.
This will sober you right up.
Is this good for this?
Yes. Just take a little bit.
Cocaine?
Vapo rub.
Yes.
Back. That clears you up. Oh, God, what a jock could give me.
So I'm a little worried that this guy is not just a stronger enemy, but a smarter one too. Which is perhaps the most dangerous combination there is.
I mean, anyone can seem smart when you don't know their plans.
True, but I would think to pull something off of this magnitude would require a lot of brains.
Of course.
It's interesting that you guys mentioned the plan. Did you see how the barbarians got into the city?
They just kind of showed up.
They're
After that third lightning strike, they were just there. There was no time to react.
I don't remember passing any of them on my way into the city.
And to be fair, I wasn't really looking for them.
when I was approaching that courtyard, I saw a dragonborn that from my order of monks letting these barbarians in. And that's very odd. We had fought these blue sapphire sapphire eagles.
Blue sapphire.
We had fought these sapphire eagles on many occasions before, but not in numbers like this.
Have you had a chance to spot this Dragonborn you mentioned?
I haven't seen him since he let him in. Once he let him in, he disappeared into the crowd. I would assume if he's working with them, he would have stayed in the city.
Sure.
What is there to gain from helping barbarians invade? Your order, they stand for justice, as I recall.
We did.
You're meant to protect these lands.
You're right. But some time ago, the order fell, and as far as I was aware, we were all dead except for myself. So I'm wondering if
The open hand fell?
we did.
This was not in my history books.
It's not something we would talk about proudly. I'm sure the blue sapphire. The sapphire eagle.
It's like a Pokemon game.
All right. I'm sure the sapphire. I'm sure the sapphire eagle history books talk about it well,
I
but
don't think they have books.
you're probably right. But regardless, I think he was helping them some way, somehow. I mean, we would be contracted out by the capital, so it would make sense that they would try to get someone with knowledge of the inner workings.
There are many hands in this proverbial cookie jar.
It's going to take some time to
Many moving parts.
unravel. That is for sure. Does anybody have any water?
Of course. He pulls out this, like, large crystal flask and kind of uncaps this cork.
Seems like it's not an efficient way to carry water.
Works for Ark, works for me.
Gonna spit some out and then take a big old gulp and give back a mostly empty cantina.
There's like a centimeter of water left.
There's some
Backwash.
Yeah.
beard vomit
And
floating in
most
it.
of it is like the thickness of the glass itself, so there's like barely anything in there. And he kind of looks at it. Just dumps it over the edge.
Thank you. What was your name again?
I'm Briseis.
Thank you, Briseis. And then you all, I don't think I've gotten your names.
My name is Multiok. And Briseis said you're from an order.
Yes, I'm Ars. I was from the fabled Open Hand Monk Order.
Would
You can
I-
roll history.
At disadvantage.
Nerd.
I am from a fabled order.
That's not bad.
Do not exist.
Have you heard of us?
We're about to find out.
That's what the
I figured
roll's
the roll was high enough.
Like, hang on, I gotta do
Yeah,
math.
17.
17. Yeah, you definitely would have heard of them. They're this sort of. Are you about to tell it? Because I don't want to steal your thunder.
No, I would be very.
I figured as much. I just wanted to make sure before I stepped on your
No,
toes.
no.
So it's kind of this order of monks who have for centuries, as far as you know, sort of defended the mainlands of the United Kingdoms of Idalos from external threats.
We're well-known
Yes,
combatants.
the Jedi Order, basically. So like they're known without.
Would I know like who they have fought the most? Or like have a reference?
Probably not.
Yeah, since you
It's
didn't.
just like I've heard the Battle of.
You may have heard that it's no more.
I don't think so.
Okay.
That was relatively recent.
Okay.
I mean, that was a month or so, a few months back.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Books don't get written that quick.
Yeah.
You're right. I have heard of the order before. You guys are renowned for your remarkable fighting skills.
You're damn right we were.
And you said it was destroyed?
Yes. What happened?
You other Goliath, who are you?
Oh,
My name is Argon.
Argon. Nice to meet you, Argon. And you, Seasick?
Thea.
It's nice to meet all of you. Where did our little elf friend go?
I think he
After he
walked
pointed out Taros, you said, right?
yes.
Who is that?
Taros?
Yes.
He's the man in the
blank face.
opera mask.
I think I bandaged him up on the battlefield earlier today.
As did I. You also heal.
No, just physical bandages.
Ah.
It's not that good.
I wrapped his boo-boo.
I'd like to use Giant's Might.
I healed him magically.
Boot him overboard.
I'm gonna turn to where
And then he yelled at me.
Sandrion.
Sondrion.
I'm gonna walk towards where Sandrion was walking.
Okay. Very slowly and still bearing most of your weight on your quarterstaff.
I'm not as stumbly, but I'm clearly...
You're still, still very messed up. So you make your way over to Sandrian. Sandrian, you'll get there minutes beforehand. You see Taurus in a dark corner where the kind of upper deck where the captain's wheel is casting a bit of shade as he's sunk into this shady corner, book open. What would you like to do?
I'm going to slide up next to you and just kind of sit down. I assume you're seated in the corner. Yeah, I'll sit down next to you. Let's see. I heard you picked up some books from that Citadel.
I cast Eldritch Blast.
Goodbye.
It's actually Shatter.
Die. No,
A light breeze will kill me at this point.
So, oh, you're right.
I have 2 HP, and
so-
nobody has healed me.
So you said,
The commoners all attack you.
So you said, it looks like I picked up some, you heard I picked up some books?
Heard you picked up some books from the library, yeah.
You'll see my head kind of come out of my cloak. You'll hear the book shut. And then I'll open my cloak to just reveal I have nothing. And I'll say, I don't recall picking up any books back there.
I'm gonna insight the shit out of that.
Roll deception, Dylan.
This is gonna hurt.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
That's gonna, it's gonna be a 19, big boy.
I got a 7.
Oh, yeah, checks out.
Yeah, I mean, as far as you can tell, he's being pretty forthright.
Again, all you can see is I'm wearing a mask, so you're not getting anything on facial expression when it comes to lying.
It's, well, it's odd, you know. Argon had mentioned that.
Yes, Argon, the big one with a lot of brains. Is that who you're referring to?
I don't think brains impact your ability to see things.
Well, I did pick up a book, but I used it as a weapon against one of the robed assailants.
That must have been what he meant.
Perhaps.
Are you a studier of the arcane arts? Were you born with it?
I have recently come into some power, but I've always had, I would say, a natural gift from a young age.
You and I aren't so different.
It would appear not, little elf.
At this point, Aris kind of stumbles across the deck, kind of grabbing onto one of the shoulders of the commoners, and then continues forth.
Is your hood still up?
Yes.
Is there vomit on your hood?
Probably in my beard. Because someone didn't clean me off.
Oh, yuck.
Gross.
As seeing him with the pubic beard, I'm going to touch his beard and cast prestidigitation.
Ugh. It's a nice trick. You have any water on you?
Who is this man?
I'll offer you half a canteen.
Goblin.
Thank you. Got any water on you?
What are you, a camel?
I'm just gonna point overboard.
First time in 10
Plenty
years.
out there.
That's not true.
Yeah, you should drink sea.
That's your concern. Not that it's miles of endless ocean. Can't drink that.
I'm gonna spit overboard and then just kind of keep leaning over it.
Okay, just minding your own business, or
I mean, I'm listening to
Lost
the
it,
conversation,
okay.
but I'm not like interjecting.
So,
passively
Yeah.
observing?
I'm there to be talked to if someone wants to talk to me.
Someone interact with me.
Huh?
Oh, me?
His cloak is like pulled to the side. You just see a massive cheeked up. He just
The thigh high like socks.
little dialogue option above his head.
Yeah, where are my pants?
So, with the other people who were at that battle, I noticed a great deal of martial prowess, which was, you know, nothing to sneeze at. Don't get me wrong. But, I think you're the only one I saw with a sort of magical quality.
Yes, well, you probably didn't get a good look at it as I was sleeping.
That's one way to put it.
Yes.
But the energy you were able to conjure are far different than anything I have.
Yes. Yes, well, I imagine the way in which I use my magic is different than yours.
There's probably a truth to that, yeah.
Do I notice, like, that he's bleeding and kind of, like, beaten up?
Who?
Pretty obvious.
Oh, yeah.
Honeyman? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he'd be pretty messed up.
Then
Clean.
I'm going
But tired.
to...
Just bruised and battered.
Yeah.
I'm gonna...
Skin's got some bruises. I got
Can't
some
press
cuts.
digitation bruises.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna cast, Healing Word. I'm gonna cast Healing Word on old boy. 1d4 plus 2. Okay.
3.
5 health. Coming back to you, big dog.
It's 7.
I'll
And
just
we
like
are on our
I'll just
way.
whisper something in Elvish, very vague about, you know,
No, I don't know.
healing wounds.
Creation.
I'll feel.
Healing, you might say.
I'll feel some of the. I'll feel out some of where the cuts were. Notice they're no longer there, much reduced.
Yes, and then I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on you as well. And I'm just gonna grab you very firmly by the shoulder and squeeze you.
Kaitis in the background is just, you know, I'm something of a healer myself.
8 more coming back to you.
Nearly at full health.
They don't bother me anymore.
Go ahead and long rest, you guys. No.
And I'll say, there, we're even.
Just like that.
That's. Well, your kindness isn't lost on me, but you don't have to do that. There is no even. I didn't put myself in front of you as any sort of owing measure or gesture of indebtedness. I did it because you're worth saving.
I do not trust blind kindness.
Well, the great thing about it is you don't have to trust it. It's there. And I give it freely.
Remember what I said, little elf. You shouldn't trust anyone.
I think that's a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you don't trust anyone, you go into your relationships with nothing to offer. If your plan ultimately is to never trust, all you really have is yourself. That's an awful lonely existence.
Yes, but I can never let myself down. I will never be surprised. I will never be betrayed. Not again.
Almost upon hearing that, just a wave of sadness hits. He's not like crying or sobbing or anything, just this really melancholy feeling of just, I don't want that.
Well, little elf, you can't control everything.
I know.
I'm gonna stand up and grab you and pick you up. Were the books all you wanted to discuss?
Well, I think you should come over to the other guys. I think we need to discuss what we saw in that city.
Again, I didn't see too much. I was unconscious for most of it. But I will go and share my knowledge of the little I did see.
I think we're also probably going to plan on moving out to maybe take a proactive stance on this. So I think you would be an invaluable asset.
You mean you are, what, going to take back the city?
Maybe not right away. It's a part of it. This is a great evil. We must repel it.
Well,
And I'll say with sort of beaten pride. It's our duty to do that.
And hearing that, I'm gonna turn over and be like, duty will get you killed.
you should listen to the old man over there.
I'm just gonna ignore it.
All I see is a beard.
Nah, you get that.
What do you think they're talking about?
But when you look at me, I clearly have tears in my eyes from
Meat pies.
old boy's story earlier. I'm gonna
Meat pies.
wipe that.
That's what they're talking.
Oh, so I got to you, huh?
Are you well?
Yes.
Fine,
world-
let's have this conversation.
Insight check.
The world is a cruel and dark, terrible place.
That we can agree on.
I know that. But if just one person can be that light shining in the darkness, the way will be lit for far more to come through.
That may be true, but until
We have great abilities. I've seen what you can do. I've seen what you can do. We have an obligation to not only these people, but to the world at large to use those abilities for great deeds.
you may start to look at it differently when your light becomes your darkness. Then I'm gonna walk away.
Where to?
Smoke bomb.
Back to the other people. Like, and then I'm gonna fall off the ship.
Smoke bomb and you just passed off the floor.
Smoke clears. He's just covered in vomit.
Oh man. So you're heading back to the group of others. What are you two doing?
I'll just say, I admire your outlook, but we do not share the same views. And I'll start walking towards the big boys over there.
Whoa.
Okay.
I'm just gonna quietly mutter to myself, and Sylvan, we will, in time.
So the lot of you kind of reconvene near the bow of the ship. Taurus, you're now joining their company. Briseis kind of, you see him with almost this, like unsure if you're on that level just yet.
Yeah, I feel bad because all he sees is my eyes looking at him, so I can't go.
I know.
He just sees just evil.
He's not sure, but I'll he still offers the gesture.
Right.
And my my drunkenness is wearing off, as what Jacques gave me was not a normal alcohol, since it was significantly stronger.
Okay.
So peaks you high and drops
Real
off
quick.
Yeah.
It's a short burn.
Yeah.
Ah,
and
nice.
and as I'm gaining my equilibrium back, I'm actually going to sit on the edge of the ship.
Making progress.
I'm still scared.
Yeah.
Okay.
How much time has passed since we got on the ship?
Since you got on the ship, maybe an hour.
Day and a half.
So we're
2 weeks.
we can still see the city behind us then.
Yeah, you've probably traveled.
What does the city look like from this far back? Like, is it entirely raised, or?
There are still a lot of smoke, a lot of glowing embers. Even in the daylight, you can see bits of fire.
We talking like one big smokestack, or are we talking like
Several.
individual?
Several.
So there's no like untouched part of the city.
Not from what you can deduce, but
It's not a total burn, but it's not all.
it's progressing very slowly.
Sure.
I'm just gonna be like looking over the banister back at the city. It's an awful thing. Something like this. And doggone, I know it's not the first time that you've seen something like this. And I just can't even imagine it happening to my village, my people.
It's a shame.
I would
They
be
had
happy
good
to see the
wine.
pits raised.
Or
I'm glad that place is gone.
from what you described of it, I mean, the name alone, the pits, probably.
Oh,
That's-
of course, not its proper name, of course, but
The fact that it earned the nickname the pits, I think, is worse.
correct.
What if your brothers there?
What?
What if your brothers there? You're not gonna miss them.
I have no family.
No, you
No.
don't. Thea, do you not?
Oh, of course, Thea. She's not really family. I mean, by blood, of course.
Insight check.
You can roll it.
You about to get brothers owned.
You're like a brother to me.
Oh, thanks.
Are you guys dating or something?
Sense a little tension.
Who's the man in this relationship?
4.
4.
You do not sense deception or truthfulness either way.
I'm good at this.
Excellent. No, I have no family in Mendontos.
What about outside Mendontos?
None that I know of.
Well, the pits was.
It's kind of the point of an orphanage.
My first
We don't have
memory
any family.
was inside the pits.
Were the conditions there not kind?
Oh, they were horrible.
That's why it's called the pits.
That's why we left.
Well, amongst other things, but yes.
Well, I don't think you have to worry about being caught anymore.
Yeah, not,
I wouldn't. That's a bold claim.
I feel
Van Dalen, they reach far and wide.
They can assume you're dead after what happened in Mendontos.
Fen who?
The Van Dalen. You know not of these very scary mercenaries, basically. Large, pointy ears and
Can't be any worse than the.
I'm gonna be a little offended at that comment.
They can't be any worse than the Sapphire Eagles that we just fought.
the Eagles were at least. You could best them. We fought them. They were. We handled them.
With a bit of confidence, you can handle anything.
Van Dalen move unnaturally. A different sort of dance of combat.
Oh, I think if you ever need training against dancing combat, Son over here might be able to help.
Of course, we're in much better company now that we've enlisted help of you all, but I would not expect them to give up on the search for Thea and I.
Are you worth that much? I mean, you said yourselves you're just orphans. Why would they go to such trouble to find you again?
We were orphans. But going through the pits and the training, they've sold us, I've heard, as high as 10,000 platinum.
Wow. So if I was to turn you in, I would get 20,000 platinum?
I'm gonna punch him in the arm.
No.
Kidding.
Only the best net such a price.
Briseis might not be worth anything, but I was just bought.
Ooh.
So why did you?
Wait. Bought?
They sell us.
This isn't like a sort of contract thing. You're just bought and sold like
Goods.
goods, sir? Like,
Essentially. Those who have the coin and who are in need of services of those with the martial and arcane arts of us from the pits.
So you owe your life to whoever owns you, huh?
Precisely.
that's
I bet that feels odd.
You
horrible.
were abandoned. That's how you ended up in the pits. You weren't gifted.
I do not know. I was too young to remember. Do you remember? Not that I can recall.
Thea, if I can boldly ask this question here. Do you know who bought you?
Just the organization.
Who's that?
I don't know.
I think he's asking, do you know who the guy, like, who you were?
Who just bought you?
Oh, I don't remember his name.
You didn't get a
What's his
name.
I didn't?
You didn't get a name.
No. He was
You hadn't formally met
Marilyn
him.
Manson
Okay.
with
Yeah.
He
elf
was-
ears.
Yeah,
Creepy
he was just an elf. That's all I know.
What,
Could have been you.
did he look like me? Was his skin darker? More of a tan?
Yes, did he look like a pile of talking clothes?
Extremely
was-
pale? Watery?
That one.
He was tall too.
He was fucking creepy.
One of my people did something like this?
He was an elf. That much I can say, but older. I do not know his intentions with Thea, but he hardly spared a glance at me. And not,
I wouldn't either.
well, not to sell my own worth, of course, but generally it was none of us. None of the men. Even those stronger than me, more capable than me, he dismissed. I don't know what his obsession with Thea was, but I do not imagine it was pure of heart. I'm glad she got away. And he kind of reaches out.
You think this elf will be a problem?
If he paid enough.
I would be mad. I don't know to the extent of sending people after a slave, but
We can. I can't speak for anybody else here, but if we encounter this elf, I'll make sure he's not a problem anymore.
It's good that you have each other. Kind of bond like that. It's important to have.
Thea's my most trusted compatriot, with my life and all things beyond, but I'm happy we were out of the grasp of bits.
Good. Don't lose sight of each other.
I
And I'm
wouldn't have
going
left
to-
without him.
I'm going to turn around so to hide my face.
And fall.
Well, all that aside, I think all of us being where we were, seeing what we saw, I think we need to come up with a strategy for what's next. I think probably our best bet is to arrive in Arcos.
Acaros.
Acaros.
Close.
I think our best bet would be to arrive in Acaros and just gather any sightings from the town. Sort of do a small investigation there, see what we can piece together.
But what questions do we ask?
Yes, the simple. Stick with the 5. Who, what, when, where, why.
The what?
How?
Yes.
No, that's 6.
My only request of you all when we get to this new city is keep my involvement with the open hand discreet. I'm not sure why or how, but I don't want many people knowing that.
Knowing what?
My involvement with the open hand.
The who?
Oh, good one.
They're trying to be supportive.
It was a joke.
No, I genuinely don't know who they are.
It's good.
Anybody got any water?
All this alcohol is making me dehydrated.
No.
Not giving them any more water.
I'm gonna pull out my water skin and uncork it and just pour it against my mask and stare at you. Sorry, I'm all out.
That's all right.
Now, I'll admit, I've got my own quest that I'm already on, my own mission that I need to accomplish, but if this happens again, if they keep escalating, I couldn't live with myself if I did nothing.
Sure.
I think our best bet is to look into the Sapphire Eagles, you said, right?
Yes, that is who they called.
Barbarians are brutish and tactical, but they might give up information if pressed the right way.
You want to kidnap one? You know,
Not just one. I think
2.
Maybe even 3.
I think that leader in the square, I think he'd be our best bet, but we have to find a way to get to him first.
It sounds like a very honorable thing you were all doing, and I wish you good luck on your adventures.
You're not coming with us. You're just as much a part of this as we are.
Oh no. Not me. What did I do?
You still owe me.
And me.
It is not you that I owe, but him.
You still owe him.
My debts are Thea's, and hers mine.
That's very cute.
Did he wake up before or after Cadassius got gecked?
Taurus woke
I was
up. Before.
Are you not curious about that amulet you took from Cadassius?
Oh, I'm very curious. I'm curious about what it was and the person that took it.
Well, if you want to find out, why not join?
But what
If
do
we're
they
tracking down
What do
that-
they say about curiosity?
I'm not sure.
Curiosity
Don't
is a
do it.
great way to figure out new magical techniques.
I'll give you that one. Listen, let me sleep on it. I have very important things that I'm dealing with, and a captain, if you will, leading me in my direction. So we'll see.
Well, let me offer this to you then. I don't have much in the way of gold. I don't have much in the way of strength. But I know a lot about magic.
So you offer to teach me? Show me?
I offer to work with you. A mutually beneficial partnership. And I can promise you that if you do assist us in this matter, I will be with you for all of my days.
You're giving me your life. I've never been on this side of it before.
What does that mean?
Can I insight that one?
Yeah.
That's a cool line.
No.
19.
What does that mean? What do I have to do?
You tell me.
Are you deceiving?
What are you seeking to gain?
If nothing else, I want to try and figure out just the emotion behind that statement.
You probably see a little bit of fear in my eyes.
So that twinge of like remembering something you regret.
Mhm.
Okay,
That's what you'll see.
I'll hold on to that.
Well, let's not leap to life debts. We just met each other.
Yeah, I think.
No. If he wants to, I will consider
Taros?
this.
Correct?
Yes.
I have 700 years left, average. That's a long time.
So you willingly give your life, knowing I will die before you. Very smart, little elf. You show me some magic, and I will go as far as I can.
Would you like me to show you something now?
Ew.
Why not?
I'm gonna lean overboard, point my hand out, ray of frost, freeze a chunk of the water.
Very neat.
Oh,
And then I'm gonna Eldritch Blast it and make it explode.
Are you guys trying to do this like stealthily or?
No, I'm just shooting it into the water.
Yeah, I'm just
To
blasting.
me, magic is nothing to be scared of. It's
Okay.
I'm on a
it's-
boat full of civilians. I'll dust their ass if they come near
yeah.
me.
It's like if somebody pulls out, it's like if you're in the town square and somebody pulls out their cell phone. Like you're not going to think anything of that.
Sure.
Or if you're-
Unless it's
understand that from
10,000
you.
BC.
Yeah.
That's my thought process. It's
Okay.
like this means nothing to me. Like it's not a big deal.
So you, after the first ray of frost kind of emits and hits the ocean water, you see this long line of icicles kind of protrude from the ocean waves before kind of sinking underneath. And that kind of draws a couple eyes towards you. Then this blast of purple energy shoots into the ocean waters. Big, geyser of water pops up. This draws more attention. Now everyone's kind of whispering and muttering, what's going on?
I'm going to disappear into the crowd.
Okay.
Smoke bomb again.
At that point, you can kind of see the sailor who's up in the crow's nest. He's kind of like leaning over, looking down towards you guys who are casting magic over the side of the ship.
What are they doing down there?
You see him like
Fishing.
grab his spyglass. And
I would.
Oi! He shouts out from the top. Stop that!
Sorry.
While this is going on, and people are looking over towards us, I want to look across the crowd and just see if I see anyone that has markings similar to the Sapphire Eagles.
Okay.
See if maybe someone's stuck on board.
Make an investigation check. Or perception, your choice.
Definitely investigation. 8.
After looking through, a lot of the people, again, are still in their traveler's clothes. But no, immediately there's no one that strikes your gaze as like, that's a barbarian. So no.
Okay.
I would teach you more, but I'm still kind of wore out from that earlier stuff.
Yes, well, I'm gonna go find a place to rest, and in the morning, I will speak to you.
I think rest would be good for all of us. It's been quite the day.
I agree.
Are we agreed on the Sapphire Eagles, or is there a different course you'd like to take?
I think the Sapphire Eagles is probably the best bet in figuring out what's going on. We can search for other clues from there, but I think that's a solid lead.
If you have any ideas of where to look, Aris, think on it. Let us know in the morning.
I disappeared into the crowd.
He's gone.
I say to thin air. I turn around and
And
he's
he's just gone.
Every time I ask him a question, he's gone. First disorder, then the Sapphire Eagles.
How do we plan
Or
to get?
sketchy.
How do we plan to get their captain back as a captive? He's in the city still.
We have to figure out
For
where.
now.
Our best plan is to go back into the city we just escaped from. Verily,
I'm not going back there.
nor I.
Well, I don't think they're going to stay in Mendontos, do you?
I don't know
Depends on if they found what they needed there.
precisely.
The best strategy is one that requires adaptability. I think that if we have a loose enough objective of find the captain and capture him, I think we can work around that framework. If we had a step-by-step process and one thing goes wrong, the entire house of cards falls. But I think if we have a loose enough, nebulous strategy, I think that's probably our best bet. Is just have a singular, focused goal in mind. Our goal is to find the captain.
We
Plan
know
around that.
we know the Eagles are involved in some way or another. We'll follow footsteps and trails, and maybe we'll find information where we don't need him anymore. But they're our best thing to focus on right now.
I agree. They may have knowledge. I'm uncertain.
There are many things I don't know about Mendontos or the life around it.
Certainly.
So, if you can think of another direction for us to go, I'm all ears.
I'm not sure the city is our best bet. Even to find him, we would have to retrace our steps, which means back to the city in some extent or another. There's no other way I can think of to pick up a trail gone cold.
Unless they have influence in Acarus.
Perhaps.
I'm certain that what we can do is we can ask around, take a look at different barbarian tribes that they've possibly taken over or scorned, figure out a way to gain their assistance. That's a possibility. We can attempt to lure the captain in some way, perhaps through a ritual that they have, or a compelled duel, so to speak.
Your heart is very kind, but these are not men I think we should break bread with. These men killed innocents. They razed the city.
I'm not proposing that we just become friends. I'm proposing more so a diplomatic strategy.
If I am to be a part of this, I can promise you there will be little to no negotiation.
I do not think they're the type for diplomacy. I must agree with Taurus. A group such as that sooner slaughters innocent elders than bats an eye. They are not the type to converse with negotiations of peace or understanding.
Sometimes a demonstration of power is the most effective form of diplomacy.
For whom? Only the oppressors.
And such as these.
I'll limit the interactions with them to torture and killing. That is all I will be a part of.
I will not abide by the torture.
Rough interrogation.
That's just a fancier name for torture.
We'll see.
I'm young, not stupid.
The fates have seemed destined to bring us all together. I can't imagine we won't see those barbarians and that monster man somewhere in our fate down the line.
This monster man, was he perhaps doing the monster smash when you saw him?
Horrible.
Get out of here.
Amazing. 10 out of 10.
Had to.
Well, I recall Ara saying that he had clashes with these folks. The open-handed fallen. Am I correct in that?
From what I can gather.
Did recall that as well. He said the order had been destroyed.
He was very quick to deflect.
That's impossible then.
Maybe we go back to that temple. Go back to their sanctuary, figure out what's there.
If we want ours to join us, that might be opening up sore memories. You might not abide by that. But we can try.
There's so many questions.
And I fear I've very little energy to pursue them.
Agreed.
Perhaps all of us should retire for the evening. And meet back up in the morning.
Very well. At first light then,
Aye.
get some sleep.
Farewell.
I'm gonna go down underneath and sleep in like a
Hammock.
Coffin.
no, like a
Cardboard box.
yeah like a hidden room. Make up a hidden room for me.
DM.
Oh, there it is.
Right.
Come on,
ODM man!
like not in hammocks like everybody else. Kind of secluded away because I'm gonna
There's the
read a little bit more of the book.
So, I mean, as soon as you head down the stairs, immediately in front of you, there are these two, like, large jail cells.
Not going in there.
Kind of a brig, one of which is occupied, the other is empty. Again, doors open. They're just kind of inhabiting the space.
I would go down and probably go into the empty jail cell.
Okay. So Maltiak kind of, like, steps past you and fills up the bigger one. And it's
I'm gonna shut the door behind him. Sleep
act like
tight.
you're locking it. It's rather roomy. I mean, it's probably a 10 by 10 by 10 cell. The bed, unfortunately, in there is
I plan to sleep in a
pretty
pretty
small. Okay. You continue. There are doors on either
Is
side.
there like a storage room?
There is a double door to your left, and there is a door to your right. Both of which are closed.
I open the one to my left.
To your left would be the double doors.
I open the single door to the right.
The single door to your right is locked. It's kind of...
I don't really want to go picking locks around this place or blasting holes, so I guess I'll just find a dark corner to rat myself into.
Okay. So there's kind of this protrusion where the single door kind of comes out of towards the bow of the ship. It extends back, and there's these little like corner alcoves between
Perfect.
the side of the vessel and where the cabin kind of protrudes. You kind of nestle yourself up in the corner there, and the rocking of the boat kind of begins to lull you to sleep.
Once I get in the jail cell, I'm going to pull off all my armor and pull out this small stone circle
Okay.
and start to inscribe the rune I learned at the
Sure.
volcano.
The Ring of Fire. The Ring of Fire.
Very interesting.
Okay.
I'm gonna be in that kitchen area through the double doors, just
Okay.
tucked into a corner next to a box.
When you return this time, there is this large half-orc who is wearing this, what used to be a white apron. It's kind of tied around his waist. It's been since soiled with the cookings of Christmas past. And he's very hurriedly stirring away at this large pot that sits atop this single fire-lit stove, and you see him kind of grabbing like potatoes from the side and he tosses them in there, goes back to stirring.
What are you making?
Zacharias has told me to cook up something for the refugees.
How long till it's ready?
A potato stew like this takes 2 hours. It's really about the seasonings.
Got it.
All right. Well, I'm I'm gonna sit in this corner over here. You just let me know when it's ready.
Okay. Most people don't realize it's about the salt.
So you kind of like half watch, half, snooze away at this, again, just this large pale green orc stirring away and grabbing this and that.
The gourmet.
The gourmet shit. What are the two of you guys doing? Argon.
Where's a place where I fit?
We're spooning.
You're spooning me.
I'm the big spoon.
There's enough of a clearance.
You mean you're a backpack?
There's enough of a clearance on the main deck at this point as some of the refugees have began to make their way to the lower decks where they've realized, oh, there's hammocks. We don't have to sleep on the floor. So there's probably only a dozen or two people still up on the upper decks, but that would be your best bet.
What's the temperature like outside?
It's not bad. It's a balmy, probably 50, 60 degrees.
Oh, that's not good.
A little warm for me.
Yeah, especially for Goliath.
Yeah.
I'll flip out a bedroll and just kind of find a spot.
Okay. Yeah, you find a little clearance where you're able to semi-comfortably kind of lay down to an extent without invading other people's space.
I mean, it's not like the rocks of home.
Right. It will do.
Wood will do.
I'll follow with similar sentiment. I'll take the bedroll, kind of set it down.
Next to Argon?
Near, not directly next
Sure.
to.
Not staring into his eyes as he
Just sits right next
wake
to me.
up.
I've been waiting.
Right. Okay.
So I'll set the bedroll out. I'll take off the upper cloth.
Okay.
Dad. He'll take Sandra will take the upper cloth of his robes off, and then he'll unfasten the armor. And when he takes it off, it's just going to reveal these horrendous amounts of scars on his back.
Sheesh.
Just like almost his entire back is just scar tissue at this point.
Yikes. Like we talking Deadpool?
Not
Talking like
to
whipped.
Right.
that degree. Like
Talking about Ninja Assassin.
Jesus.
who played
Shout out Jesus.
Ooh.
who
The Holy Lord?
who played The Witcher 3 here?
Sure.
Remember what Geralt's back looked like?
Sure.
Yeah.
It's like that, but worse.
Ooh, hot. Looked like an industrial-sized cheese grater got raked up against you one too many times.
That's it. Yeah.
One too many. One is too many.
Depends on what
You
you
gotta
get.
live a little.
It is cheese, though.
That's fair. So you make your way into your quarters, if you will.
Does anybody see that?
Blanket.
Does anybody see that?
I mean, I'm not hiding it.
Briseis is on the opposite side, so you guys are kind of on the starboard side of the top deck, and Briseis and Thea are kind of making their way, or at least Briseis is. I won't speak for you, but Briseis kind of sits down with his back resting against the port side of the deck, like railings.
If anybody's gonna make a comment on it, it's gonna be Arwen.
Yeah, you just see him kind of watching as he is also unstrapping like his shoulder pads.
Sure.
And he kind of like looks up and just sees you guys situating himself, not watching intently by any means, but.
Are elven women that aggressive?
Hey. Hey.
Not that I know. But
You are just a child. It's fine.
yeah. Yeah.
See here? And it just, like, scrapes. Those were tusks of a mammoth I tried to bring down. It threw me very far.
Did you eventually bring it down, though?
Yes. You keep going until it falls over. Or until you fall over.
Then you get it.
What are yours from, then?
Some things are not without sacrifice. And sometimes to achieve great things, you have to give up a part of yourself.
That is incredibly cryptic. But I understand.
I'm glad.
Don't know what the fuck that means.
Oh,
The fuck does that mean? Cool, though. Cool motive. Still murder.
Before I go to bed, I'm going to spend a bit of time and cast Alarm. That way, if like the ship starts being attacked, it'll magically wake up you and me.
Oh, okay, nice. What are you doing?
It's a neat trick of yours.
That's what I'm here for.
Find a hammock.
You're going downstairs?
Are we not?
Briseis was not planning to, but he'll follow your
Yeah,
lead.
I was gonna go downstairs and find a hammock
Okay.
and just roll into it
So
and immediately fall
he's
asleep.
he's
not
kind
taking
of
off any armor.
unsnapping his armor. Ooh.
I'm too
Bold.
tired.
Exhaustion.
You won't, yeah, you
I'm
won't
too
benefit
tired.
from long
Oh,
rest.
my-
Our skills.
Step
So
warrior,
he
no.
starts fiddling off, his main shoulder plate, or his right side shoulder plate, and he sees you kind of start walking towards the stairs. Do you say anything, or you just straight up leave him?
I'm going to bed.
Okay.
Night.
He's just, wait.
You can sleep on the stairs. There's hammocks.
There's hammocks here. Where?
I assume.
Yeah, you've never been off the top deck. Wait a
There
minute.
it is. So you head down the double flight of stairs and find an unoccupied set of hammocks.
Going downstairs.
Yeah, you're already down the
I was
downstairs.
doing the thing.
Oh, right.
Yes.
That thing.
Dia's main language apparently is now ASMR.
So you guys find a pair of bunk hammocks. And
Hammocks.
Briseis continues to take off his armor. And he hops into his hammock.
I'm good. Go into mine.
Go into your hammock.
Yeah.
Cool.
Fall asleep.
Fall asleep. Everybody's asleep. Everybody go ahead and long rest, baby.
And
not where I thought that was going.
level up.
Psych.
Now I've only got
actually,
2 levels of exhaustion.
Thea, go ahead and level up.
Doing.
In fact, now that you say that, you lose a level, actually.
Every time you ask me, you lose a level.
Are we doing
So we're leveling up.
milestones? What are we doing?
Milestone XP. Milestone leveling?
Also,
This is 5e, right?
Yes.
someone on Twitter asked me a question about it.
Oh. Dope.
And I wanted to respond.
Yeah, if you guys ever have any questions for us, drop them in the comments or tweet us at
Tweeter.
Grimdark and Dicey, probably. Maybe.
We'll put it in the description.
Grimdark in
N.
the letter Dicey.
N. So tweet us there. You can reach us on Instagram. You can comment here on YouTube.
Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell down below.
We're plugging that. Go ahead and do all those things.
You can ask me all of your questions at POTUS.
We'll try to respond to everything we can.
We have a TikTok, don't we?
A thick who?
TikTok.
Not yet. We don't have a TikTok just yet. We're working on it.
I saw the email come through.
Yeah, I did set it up. I just didn't know what to post because I've got to like extract it. Anyway, that is where we'll end today's session. If you've made it this far, again, probably like hanging out with us a little bit.
Yeah.
So we're still trying to keep weekly uploads coming.
Stop hitting your mic.
Anybody? Anything else?
No, I think that's all.
Who day, baby?
Who day?
Who day?
Yeah, you guys will be watching this a week in the future after
We've
the Cincinnati
beaten the
Bengals
Raiders.
After.
have beaten them Raiders. We better go watch.
This is going to be really awkward when they lose.
It's gonna be real
No, because then it's gonna get cut.
when they just get
Comments
blown out
are,
of the water.
wow. This didn't age well.
But no, genuinely, thank you for being here. We hope to continue to see your guys' growing support and interaction on the channel. And with that, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week. And we'll see you next Saturday.
See it.
See ya.